Hello guys and welcome to watch another class skill build video, and today we are going to look a little bit wizard, and once again we are going to play with the Torment 2 difficulty level. And the build I'm showing you now is the kind that have been working me quite nicely with Torment 1 and Torment 2, and with the damage that I can make I think I might even survive Torment 3, but yeah, this time once again Torment 2 difficulty level. So let's go to the build itself. As a signature spell I'm using Electrocute, mainly because it's quite nice spell with the several enemies, and that's also the reason why I'm using the Chain Lightning rune that allows it to hit 10 enemies. But if I would like a little bit changes in there, I might go with Arc Lightning. Is also quite nice if you want to allow enemies come a little bit closer, and if you want to collect your arcane power a little bit faster, then Surge of Power is also quite good option in here. And if you are worried that you take too much damage and you want a little bit life regain, then one option that I would say is taking Spectral Blade, and here is the Barrier Blade that gives a little bit shield with you. That is also quite nice option, but this time we're going with the Chain Lightning because I like the spell, and when there is lots of enemies it can make damage quite nicely with them. Well, not so much damage, but hits several enemies, and yeah. And then we have our main damage dealer, the Arcane Torrent, and here I'm going with the static discharge rune that creates little electric bolts that going through the ground when they're hitting the enemies, and or the torrent is hitting the ground. And this is also quite nice when there's lots of enemies. The bolts are making some extra damage to everyone around the targets and makes it a little bit faster to clear larger groups of the enemies. But in otherwise I would say that almost any of these runes will work just fine if you want to try them out, except Dead Blossom. I'm finding it a little bit too random. I've tried it out a few times, and of course it made huge damage, but the random of the spell is that makes it a little bit too hard to use as a main damage dealing spell, so that's why I would not recommend you to take the Dead Blossom with this build. And the next skill we are having the Familiar, and the main reason why we are having this is the Sparkflint rune that gives you 10% increased damage, and also it makes itself a little bit damage to enemies, and so that is also quite nice thing. But main thing is to having the extra damage that it is giving to us. And the next one we are having the Black Hole, and for me the reason is to, once again, when we are having larger group with the enemies or champion packs, I throw this to one of them and it scatters them to nice little group, and then I can just nuke them with the Arcane Torrent, and so far it has been working quite well for me. But if you're not huge fan of the Black Hole, then I'm sure that any of these other will also work nicely. I might even myself take another option, would be mirror image, and but so far the black hole has worked well for me, so it's staying with the build. And then next one we are having our armor taken, and I'm using the storm armor with the thunderstorm rune. Main reason, I just wanted to have a little bit extra damage, and with the 350% weapon damage, this also can kill smaller normal enemies with the 1 or 2 hit. So that way that's been quite good option. Other one that I've been using sometimes is the energy armor, that increase your armor but decrease your arcane power, and that's why if I'm using this one, I'll take the energy tap rune that also gives me a little bit more arcane power. Because if this build is so focused on using the Arcane Torrent, and when you push that button and keep it pushed, then the arcane power goes so quickly out that you just need to have all the arcane power you want. But of course you will have the signature spell to gather it back, but yeah, I just want to keep as much arcane power as possible for me. But yeah, I'm using the storm armor. It gives a little bit quite nice extra damage to some enemies around me. And the last active skill that we are having is the magic weapon. And here the main reason is just to give extra damage once again, so that we can nuke enemies down a little bit faster. And the rule we are using the force weapon that even increases the damage that we can make. But if I would take some other options, if I want to increase my survival skills, or I feel that I'm taking too much damage, then deflection might be one thing that I might take, since it gives a shield. But otherwise I'm not really fan of the other runes, so force weapon is my choice in here. And next we are going to see the passive skills, and the first one here we are having the elemental exposure. Once again, we want a little bit more damage, and this gives us a little bit boost in that area when we are using our spell. Since every spell is some kind of elemental, so this is going to work every time. Of course, with the normal enemies it doesn't really get so many stacks and last so long, since they die so fast, but with the large enemies and bosses, then this is, I would say, better option in there, but still I like to use it. And second one, we are having the blur that decreases the damage we're taking, and the reason why we are having this is because we also use the glass cannon that increases my damage, but it decreases my armor and resistance. So Blur's job is to kind of counter the negative effects that the glass cannon build gives us. So. And the last one we are having is the Astral Presence. It just gives more arcane power and regenerates it also a little bit faster, so that's why I'm finding it quite interesting option. But if you want, you could change the Astral Presence with if you're using lots of arcane spells, the Temporal Flux is a nice option when since it slows the enemies. And if you want to keep enemies closer, then also Audacity is nice since it gives more damage, and if you're using much the lightning spells, then Paralysis is good option. With this build I don't really see so much use with the gold spells, so Gold Blooded doesn't work very well in here, but and also Conflagration isn't that good since we don't really have any fire spells, but Unwavering Will is also one option. It increases your armor, resistances, and damage, so there are a few options if you want to, example, change the Astral Presence. Yeah. And if you want to see how much the damage boost increases my damage, here you can see at the moment I am having 411k damage, and when we're putting all the buffs that I have, and we'll see it goes 518k, so it's 170k more damage to the build. And yes, you could say that this is kind of glass cannon build, and that is also the reason why we are using Templar as a follower, and once again we are taking him a little bit more tanky skills so that he collects the enemies a little bit closer to him. But since we are having so much damage, then I would say we can nuke almost anyone down quite quickly, so don't really see that as a bad thing. But let's go see the build itself as action, and I'm also going to show you in this video one boss fight. With Witch Doctor we did go to the Skeleton King, and I think this time we might do the Butcher. So let's go to do one bounty and see a little bit of gameplay with this build. And as you can see, the damage with this is quite nice. With the normal enemies, it gets them down very quickly, and the larger the group, then faster they go down. But I would say that one thing with the it was also, I wouldn't say problem, but it would affect your playing style, is that with controller it's a little bit harder to aim the spells if you compare with the PC gaming. But still, it's not really that big problem. It's just makes few little effects with the some spells. It's harder to aim specifically that place that you want to hit with them, so okay, it's the wrong tower, so oh well, it's video in the idea isn't not showing you the bounty run, but I'm just wanting to show you some gameplay, and as you can see there, I'm not really taking that much damage in the overall, and I would say that the one reason why I'm getting my health back quickly is the bargain system. In there I'm mainly use the points to increase my health generation parts. If you go see in here is the utility tab. I put all my points to life on hit, so that gives a very good life generation, and defense part I put my points to life generation per second. So this point my life generation is quite well good. I would say that these are quite optional. Of course you can put your points everywhere you want. I would say that in utility other option could be put points on the resource cost reduction, so it might a little bit help the if you're using a lot the Arcane Torrent, so you could use it even more without going out of the arcane power. So okay, so finding the place that I need to go, but yeah, I think this video the point is to show this one build, and I'm having also another quite good wizard build that I might make a video about. That one is a little bit more focused on frost and slowing, so okay, so a little bit quiet moments. Even with I have nice damage, there are still few enemy types that really need to concentrate. Those arcane beams that goes around really does lots of damage, and I've had so many unnecessary deaths because of those. And when the enemy also have waller, so it's not so pleasant champions. But yeah, back to the topic that I was speaking a moment ago. Then I'm having this another wizard build that I using sometimes, and I might do a video about that. So other characters that I'm also having in the level 70 at the moment is Barbarian and Crusader. With Barbarian I'm still a little bit looking the good build that helps me survive quickly in the torment levels, so I'm not promising you any videos about that class anytime soon, but with the Crusader, well, I would also say it's not the optional video or the build that I'm having Himo Nitro, so I need to see a little bit if I can improve it, and I might also make Crusader video after that. But I think I might got this in here, and you have now seen some gameplay with this build, and after this I think I would like to show you a boss fight. So okay, so now we are in the Butcher's Chamber, and let's see how long this boss fight will last. But as you can see, he's going down quite quickly, and well, almost done him with the one arcane power pool, but yeah, wasn't really that hard. And but like I said in the beginning of the video, it's helps with the at least in this difficult level that I'm having so much attack power. So, and that also, I would say, it's one thing that you need to keep in your mind when you're going to higher difficulty levels, that do you have enough damage to kill the enemies or getting them down fast enough. But yeah, and also one thing that I've seen with myself with this build, that since the familiar and armor is always having the 10-minute, or they're lasting the 10 minutes, then sometimes I forget to recast them, and I can see that my damage is a little bit dropping, but well, that's personal thing, and yeah, my bad memory. But anyway, and also one thing that would be good to mention in here, I think I should have said it before, but in the Witch Doctor video, but I remember it later, that one way to improve your build, whatever it is to go into this Miriam and with his enchant table. And as you can see, oh, let's take some item that adding something. Okay, don't remember. Oh, anyway, you have these items. So my example here, I'm having plus 20% lightning skill damage. So if you're using something else, then this goes with the elemental skill damage boost, or with the, if there is boost with some skill itself. Example here is plus 15% real frost damage. So I'm not at the moment using this, so I could easily trying to enchant it and trying to find it to match better some spell that I'm using, example the Arcane Torrent, so it would make it even better spell for me. So enchanting your gear to match your spells that you like to use is one way to improve them. And in here, if you go to character details and maybe lower, we can see the all kind of damage increase that I'm having at the moment. So I'm having quite good increase with the lightning damage and the cold damage, and also the Ray of Frost and Arcane Torrent. So if I would trying to change this to the Arcane Torrent, I might take a few tries with the enchant table, but I could, example, yeah, taking these two, and I would try to get the Arcane Torrent damage increase even higher. Same thing here, I could try to change the cold damage to the lightning damage. So But yes, I think I'm going to wrap up this video, and I'm hoping you find something useful, ideas or tips or something in this video. And once again, I'm sure this build will work quite nicely in PC also, and with the torrent spell I think with the mouse control it might be even better. So, and with the black hole, when you can aim a little more specifically to the place that you want. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the video, and like if you liked it, and dislike if you didn't like it. And if you have something to say about the build or stuff like that, then leave a comment, and we'll see you the next time. And it might be another wizard video with the frost build, but we'll see. So have a nice day, and see you next time.